Hello, Westie family, and welcome to a new episode of the Westies and Besties podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the dog walking etiquette. And with us today is a fantastic chap who's on a mission to do fantastic, good work and educate as many people as possible. So, what he's going to be educating you on, he'll tell you now in a minute. So this is Nick Avery, the founder of Pawfect Bags. Nick, fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us today. Much appreciated. How are you?
Well, I'm very well, and thank you very much, Alex, for allowing me to come on. I know you have had streams of famous people, and here I am, just plain old me. But no, thank you, and it's wonderful to be here.
Well, you're also famous in your own right as well, to be fair, Nick. So if you could just tell us a bit about your background. I know they're from this show, and we've spoken for quite a few years now. Ex-military, very proud.
So born and bred in Torquay, I was one of those lucky kids to get brought up by the seaside in Dartmoor and things like that. And I had an amazing life, I guess, where things were carefree and run along the beach and jump in puddles and all sorts. But then I joined the army many, many years ago. And I went around the world, and I went to conflict on both sides of the equator and learned many things, which was wonderful. Used to jump out of aircraft and marvelous things like that and get paid for it. I then came out of the military, and I was a bit of a loss in Civvy Street, really. I think a lot of people find the transition difficult. And I did the usual things, gym work, security, and what have you. And then about 10 years ago, a friend of mine offered me, he wanted help really, walking dogs. He had a business. And I said, yes, I'd give him a hand. And I've always been a dog lover. I've had dogs. But when I started walking the dogs, I suddenly decompressed. I was walking through fields and woodlands and really enjoying myself, but also the dogs never judged me. They liked me. I could tell them a joke. They just went, give us a treat, Nick, and shut up and carry on. But yeah, so it really was a turning stage in my life, in later life as well. And whilst doing this, I would wear my old combat pants or cargo pants filled with clean poo bags, treats, leads around my neck, that sort of thing. But also, being a responsible dog person, I used to model about 7 or 8 bags of poo, which ain't great. But also some of the areas where I walked didn't have bins. Anyway, we now proceed on to lockdown, and things changed for a lot of people. A lot of people got dogs, but also, unfortunately, my aging father's dementia was getting worse. And thanks to my wonderful wife, we moved to Torquay to live with my father and care for him. And that's where I came up with the idea of the Pawfect bag. Here we are 4 years on, and I'm very proud of where we've come from. And the aim of the bag is to make life easier, but also I want to stop dog owners throwing or discarding their bags of poo in bushes, trees, along beaches. It's disgusting. It's not great for wildlife or livestock, and it's our environment. So that's really Pawfect Bags. And yeah, we doing okay, which I'm proud of. Well done, me.
Fantastic. So you say it's been going 4 years. So what has been the hardest, the most challenging thing that you're having to do? Is it more like on an educational side of things? It's just getting the word out to more people, or?
I certainly, because of the age I am, and I guess all this technology is brilliant. It really is brilliant that we can do things like this. But sort of trying to navigate markets, when I say markets on Facebook and Instagram and things like that, it really is a hard thing for me because I'm not that clever on the IT side. But the biggest thing is changing people's habits. A lot of people, we do things because it has been repetitively taught or we do it. And as I say, the Pawfect bag, I want people to buy it because it supports a workforce which are in Britain. I want the economy to benefit because people pay and use the money and what have you to help the economy, but also the environment. It's all ours. And we all know that doggy doodah ain't great for nobody, and also there's horrible things that are attached to dog poo from eyesight loss and things like that, but it's just disgusting. So I wanted to help clean up Britain, and I guess it's some people have leapt on this, get the idea, see the benefits of the bag, and they just get on board it. Other people are a little bit slower, and then there's the non-believers, and we have to convert them because nobody likes carrying a bag of poo in their fingers. I don't care what they say. Oh yeah, I like it. Come on, let's be honest. Nobody likes poo, But more than anything, I don't know, and I've never caught anybody, but I've had my suspicions many times. Dog people in all shapes and sizes and both sex, people do throw bags of poo because they don't care. Oh, it won't mind and all the rest of it. They make an excuse. And that excuse isn't a good excuse. So the Pawfect bag deals with that situation. You don't have to carry it physically in your hands. And also, with a Pawfect bag, life is easier because of the compartments. It's just a simple idea to make your life easier and the environment cleaner.
I like that. No, it's great. It's like I see. Well, we used to see it when we were taking our little Westie, little Buffy around as well. You'd always see him like in the branches in the trees or on the floor. You were thinking, "Come on, guys! If another dog was to go over and start licking and eating that, there's going to be some serious health issues attached to it once it digests it."
I mean, there's certain dogs, and unfortunately, there are dogs that do eat poo, and so do foxes. But also, I'm saddened, and since I've been on this mission to help dog owners, the amount of stories of livestock, whether it be horse, cow, sheep, goats, where we'll call him, please excuse me, we'll call him Bob the Knob. Yeah, he walks along, he picks it up because he thinks it's the right thing, but then he can't be bothered, throws it, and it goes into a bush, whatever. Livestock ingests it, and it either kills them through not a humane death, or they abort. And apparently, I've learnt this recently, that once a livestock, particularly cows or horses, has ingested a poo bag, the animal will abort every time. There's a parasite, apparently, in feces that affects the animal. And so, as far as a farmer, it's no good to them because they make their living through breeding. And also, there are certain dogs, particularly like beagles and things like that. They're just scavengers. So yeah, it's just not good for anybody. And as I say, I've read numerous stories, and even over in the Wales, somebody didn't clean up after their dog. A rugby player came out, Sunday game, ended up losing his sight because when he got tackled, unfortunately, poo went in his eye. He thought it was mud. White, yeah, I know, but you sort of get on with it, and he ended up losing his sight. And whilst this is not an everyday occurrence, and I'm glad about that, but just imagine if it was your brother, sister, son, daughter. Yeah, you wouldn't be very happy, all because of laziness. And that is it. There is no other excuse. Laziness.
Yeah, I agree completely. As you mentioned there, for other wildlife, it's very dangerous as well once it's ingested. It also attracts like vermin, rodents. I mean, as we mentioned before we went live, it was like Westies are hardwired to actually go and hunt for these things. But you don't want them in your doorstep and around in your area because it could be dangerous as well. You know, your dog could get attacked if it's if the rodent.
This is it. I mean, let's face it. Within the animal kingdom, most animals keep themselves clean in their areas. It just seems to be humans that are supposed to be a lot more cleverer. We've got a bigger brain and everything like that. But it's only humans that cause this problem. And I do think when we were growing up, and for all you younger listeners, that was a long time ago. But yeah, I mean, there weren't so many dogs around, and dogs were fed on scraps and a very bland diet, where now, because of the amount of dogs and the different species of dogs, we even have dogs which are gluten free and you can't eat chicken and things like that. So poo is a problem. And also, my last research is there's about 12.5 million dogs in Britain. So if we didn't clean up, we'd be in a shitty state. Excuse the expression.
Yeah, true. And also with the diets of dogs these days, as you mentioned, going back to what you said, back in the old days, we had a dog, a Labrador, back in the 80s, and okay, we had all the pedigree trim and stuff, but the majority of the time, even before the 80s, dogs were on whatever ever scraped off the place and just put in the bowl or on the floor for them to eat.
You'll hear again older people. The dogs, within dog food, there was a lot more calcium, bones and things like that, which were ground down. And again, back in the day, we all saw dog poo that was dried out and it used to go white and then crumble away. But with every progress, there is regress. And also, dogs now have been crossed so many times, and we do have problems with the ingestion. And as I say, some people's dogs like raw food, other people's like pellets, whatever. And it, unfortunately, poo is poo. And it just needs to be picked up and also to be binned correctly. And again, we go back to the bag. That's what the bag's function is, to carry what you need for your dog walks, but also to bin your dog bags of poo correctly. And also remember, you'll be hands-free. And the other thing is, and I find this, it's one of those human things again. When I say to people, oh, you could rebag the bags you see. When I go out, very often, if I see a bag of poo, I will rebag it to take it off the environment. But I've heard people, well, it's not my dog, it's not mine. Look, it's our environment. It's our local walking area. It's our wood. It's our park. So, don't be lazy. Just rebag it, tie another knot in it, pop it in your Pawfect bag and bin it. And then just imagine if you had somebody of your family, they won't see it. They won't step in it. Their dog won't eat it. It might not kill something. When I say might, I hope no animal dies from ingesting poo, but it happens if you Google it, and it's sad.
Well, you've also got the plastic off the bags as well, haven't you? That would have an effect. So it could even cause choking and
this
other
is it.
serious issues.
Unfortunately, animals can't read like we do, and on every plastic bag it says "Do not ingest." Unfortunately, Bob the horse or Phyllis the cow, she doesn't go, oh, look at this, Ermintrude. No, so, and also, I'm going to ruffle some feathers now, possibly, but I do blame the poo bag makers as well for some of them, because when it's plastic, everybody has a budget. And obviously plastic bags are cheaper, but these biodegradable and compostable bags, I sometimes think, and this is down to the human again, that they read it and they think, well, if I throw it into the bushes, it's biodegradable and it'll go. It takes years for it to break down. And also compostable, they don't start breaking down for months, and it still takes months afterwards. So again, even if you use the top end range of bags, which are expensive, and I do agree, get a Pawfect bag, pop it in the third pocket and take it home and bin it. And remember, these bags that I sell, they've got removable pockets. If they become grubby, you can remove them, clean them, and then refit them, so your bag's always neat and tidy. It's, as they say in the military, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And that's what I've done. because I'm stupid.
And also on that side of things, for the ice or the environmental and other wildlife being affected by ingesting it, it's also there's fines as well if you call just not picking up the poop. £500 to £1,000.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a lady the other day, I believe it was up in Nottingham, and one of these, whatever they are, PCSOs or something like that, she was fined £100 for not having any poo bags on her, clean ones. So, yeah, and it was in the papers. Again, with a Pawfect bag, because of the pocket that you can put all your clean poo bags in, you should never run out. And I can't help you if you get down to the last 10, 20 or a couple of rows and you don't remember to replen. But with a Pawfect bag, you'll never be, oh, I thought they were in my jacket. I thought I had them in the bag. You'll carry them. And instantly you save yourself over £60 because A, you'll never get fined, but you've bought yourself a bag and you resolve that issue straight away. And I would like, I have this vision because of the colours of the bags. I know there's only one style because it's, I've thought long and hard about it, but imagine when you walk anywhere you go with your dog, if you see someone with a bag, a Pawfect bag, you'll go, there's a responsible dog person. And that's how I'd like to see my bags, that you wear it and use it to show that it's you are not the phantom poo flinger. And who knows, and I dislike people who say, oh, you never get them to change. Listen, why can't we make them change? If more of us show that we are being responsible, get on board. Because if not, then we know who the phantom poo flingers are. You know?
Yeah, true. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Yeah,
correct.
And you can see people who have got the solution for that.
That's right.
It's,
and for once, it's British. It's a British solution with a low carbon footprint, and it's not traveling halfway across the world, you know, making a bigger carbon footprint. As I say, I'm very proud of my idea, but I need more people to get on board. And by us as a dog owners, we can make a difference. And why wouldn't you want your life to be easier and cleaner? You know, I would.
I totally agree. Yeah, and I like the idea what you say. If we just vet ourselves, pardon the vet pun again, but if we're all on top of making sure our areas are clean, and every community does that up and down the country, then it's going to be a cleaner country, right?
Well, I mean, here goes a few puns. If we lead by example, yeah, we lead by example, you know, and don't turn your nose up at it. And it's not to be sniffed at. You know, it just means it'd be one of those things. I mean, I'm going to sort of, what's happening now in Britain with everybody waving the Union Jack and what have you, and I do think it's right. It's a very proud country, and we should be proud of our products. And when I hear people, well, there's no industry left here. Well, if you don't buy the Pawfect bag, it won't exist either. And so you buy from other countries, and who knows how those workers are being treated. Now, I know down in Devon, don't tell anybody, but I've got a gang of pixies making these on Dartmoor. No, I haven't. But it just makes sense to me to use a British manufacturer. We speak the same language, no currency exchanges, no time lapse. And if there was an issue, I can speak like that to them down there, can I? Because I'm from Turkey, them, and I. So again, it all makes sense to me. And like I say, I really would like more people to wear my bags, but also it means the workforce would grow. The benefits, there are no negative benefits. And also, there's even a solution when the bag comes to the end of its life. Let's just say, unfortunately, your dog passes on and you're not going to get another one because of age, condition, you might have moved, whatever. The bag never gets thrown away to landfill. You actually fill it with earth put something in it, some form of plant, and it carries on doing good in your garden, whether it's attracting bees, butterflies, bugs, whatever. So we've got a whole system of made in Britain, keeps the environment clean and carries on keeping the environment cleaner because you've got plants breathing, growing, and helping wildlife. So it's a win-win-win.
Absolutely. But it also could be reused as like a fashion accessory as well, to be fair.
Yeah, again, yeah, I'm sorry. I've got some of my friends who serve with me. They've actually bought the bags, and when they go away on holiday, they put their passports, money, glasses, and we all know what it's. The phone is our life now, and particularly if we're away on holiday, sit down in a pair of shorts, and your phone slips out. Gosh, we're lost. It's got all our banking details and things like that. So my friends, when they go away, and they might be having a little afternoon G&T, with some light refreshment. They know that everything's in the bag. If they sit down, they're not going to lose it. But also, because of the Velcro, they can't be pickpocketed because they can hear it ripping. So it can be used something else. And if you have, like I say, an old bag that you're not going to put it in the shed, put some spanners in it. If the kids have got crayons or paint, it is practical and versatile. So, yeah.
I agree. And I think also that there shouldn't be an excuse. So when you're putting on, there's an area, everybody has an area, don't they? It's like the hallway, for example, or a utility room where they come and go, or often they're using the front door, for example. So you coming up to the winter months now, okay, it gets dark, gets a bit drizzly, etc. in the UK and all over the place. But as soon as you put your jacket on, you just automatically sling it over your shoulder and it's got everything in there. Then you go out. When you come back, you empty it and you replenish, if needed, the poo bags, and you just hang it up as you hang up. It's so ease, isn't it? Really,
it's just easy. Like I say, whether you need to replenish treats, and at this time of year, there's no reason why you can't pop your gloves, a torch in it, because again, nobody wants to step in doggy doodah, or a head torch. I mean, everything now. Gone are the days of when we used to have big torches like that. We've got little torches. Put it on a little carabiner, or thread it through one of the links in the bag on the strap there. You'll never lose it, but also you'll never step in doo-doo.
Yeah, good point. And you could do these kits where we had one as well, but we still have it actually. The 2 compartments, you can take one out purposely where you put the pool bags in. You just take that one. It's got little Velcro. Is that right inside there, Nick?
Yeah, it's held in by Velcro. And again, this was all part of the design, because we all know that if a zip only loses one little tooth on a zip, it's US. Now, Velcro can be used time and time and time again. And the likelihoods of you ripping those pockets out every week to clean them is probably very low. But also the Velcro idea came. It used to strap parachutes to my legs and keep me, I'm alive, look, woo! So yeah, and I've had some people who say, oh, it needs zips. It doesn't need a zip. If you look up Pawfect Bags on my Instagram, Facebook, I've had the bag filled with my phone, various things, shook it upside down, nothing falls out. And I also have had people, oh, my dog would open that. Well, what a clever dog you've got. Get it into Crufts. I'm sure there's one or two who might be, but it's like I say, it's a dog walking bag. It's to make your life easier and keep the environment cleaner. And yeah, it's just a simple solution to a pooey problem.
Yeah, it is very simple. I agree. And again, I like it because it's hands-free. You could just put it to the side. In case your dog is actually is introduced to a new dog and they're pulling on the lead a lot, where you need both hands on the leash at the same time, then you're not even thinking about the bag at all because it's slung around the other side, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. And again, the way you can wear it across the body, left or right. But also, if you're going on a slightly longer walk, or you jog with your dog or run, then you can place it around your back and under your shoulders, adjust the strap. So again, it's not a hindrance. And also, mums, dads, uncles, aunties, whatever, if you've got babies in prams, then the bag can actually go around the pram handle, keeping it away from children's stuff, no cross contamination. So again, we're dealing with many situations, but you're always hands free. And like you say, if you have a reactive dog, you've got both hands. You don't have to bag of poo on the little finger or whatever. It's common sense.
Yeah.
Very rare commodity.
Excellent.
Now.
So in terms of the let's talk about the winter season, yeah, because we're in it now. So what would be your top items that you would pack in the Pawfect bag itself for your dog and your dog walks?
So pocket one, my gloves. I've got a lovely pair of, I normally use them for running. They look like kids gloves, but they stretch really good. So keep the fingertips warm. And also I put my woolly hat in there because these wing nuts here get a little bit cold. So woolly hat, that. Again, I've got a small torch, which I put in there. So that's pocket one. Pocket two, clean poo bags and my lead. If your dog is treat orientated, put the treats in. If he's ball orientated, then put that in. Again, whatever your dog needs. Pocket three, bags of poo. And again, if you've had a cheeky Mars bar, don't tell the missus, wrap it up, or don't tell the husband, wrap the Mars bar up, chuck it in the bag, empty it into the bin. And again, this is one thing. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who could agree to this, that you might have had a cheeky Mars bar or you've eaten something, a flapjack, you put it in your pocket, you put your hand in the pocket, and when you pull your hand out, it falls on the ground. And a lot of people will go, oh, I can't be bothered now. But if you put it in the bag, bin it correctly. Come on, it's the environment. It's our environment. That's the thing.
Yeah, true. And then, so seasonal wise, the bag we've had again, I know I've mentioned it before, but what would be your top items in there for a summer walk?
Right. Again, don't need hat and gloves, do we? So you might have a pair of sunglasses in a case, pop them in there. If you are like Alex, a little bit hang on. Yes. I don't know.
I just need to say here, I'm not actually bald. I've just got very fine hair.
Yes. No, I was going to say colour of the skin. I mean, I'm a bit of an olive skin, but no, I mean, you can put a small tube of some factor, whatever, depending on you, but also depending on what people are like, you can put a small hand gel. It's very simple there. Again, in the middle pocket, we sell collapsible water dishes and water bottles. So again,
great.
Fill them up before you go. When you come back, if the dog's not, drunk it, or if he has drunk it, you just replenish it all the time. So again, we're not using lots of plastic bottles. We're using one. Also, I'm going to plug Fur Boost. I've met this lovely lady called Louise. She was on Dragon's Den 12, 18 months ago, and it's a hydration drink. Now, this is really good. Possibly aging dogs, or when dogs get too hot, they don't like to eat. But this drink is full of vitamins and things like that. But also, once you've put the fluid into the dish, the dog's had it, what do you do with the empty carton? Squeeze it, put it in the poo bag, into the third pocket. And even if it dribbles and makes a bit of a mess, rip it out, turn it inside out, clean it, bish, bash, posh. So again, great for the summer if your dog's not eating because of the heat and what have you. And we have had some hot days this year, and long may it continue till next year. So again, it's so versatile. You put what you need in there for your dog.
Absolutely. There's plenty of room. I like it. It's got room for a little first aid kit if need be.
Yep.
If like your Westies steps on a little thorn, it's like not entirely a first aid kit, but you can put a first aid kit in it as well.
It's quite nice you mentioned that. I carry a Swiss Army knife in mine. I've got a bit of string. It's attached to a, in fact, I've got mine here, but I've got a little carabiner for anything, but also I put the string through there. And probably last year I was walking and somebody had one of those Malibus. A great big fluffy wolf. And it came beautiful dog, beautiful. But it came out and I thought it had a stick on its back hair where its tails were. Anyway, I said to the lady, and she said, call him over. Anyway, it was old rusty barbed wire. But because where he'd been running, and obviously there's a lot of fur, the barbed wire had tangled around the fur. Now we couldn't pull it because it started getting matting. Lo and behold, I said, hang on a minute, got it out on my little Swiss Army knife. I've got a pair of scissors, just trimmed it off. Also, I put the barbed wire in my bag because what's the point of throwing it for somebody else to get, someone else's dog to get tangled up? So again, you never know what you're going to be doing when you go out for a walk. Every walk, I'm sure people will say, well, nothing ever happens to me. Then there's other people who'll say, gosh, that happened to me. And, we met a badger, we saw a fox, whatever. So, yeah, that's the great thing about the Pawfect bag.
Yeah, excellent. You can put anything in it. And something that you might not need, you could need it. And it's just got this room in there. It's self-sufficient when you're out and about. Because you never know what's going to happen, do you?
Well, no, you never know what's going to happen. But also, let's face it, in the summer, we all wear shorts and T-shirts or vests, whatever, to be nice and comfortable, a pair of flip-flops, Birkenstocks. So actual pocket-wise, you haven't got anything. So again, with the Pawfect bag, you can pop your phone and keys in there and you'll never lose them. Simple.
Great. And if you have to travel, go in the car to go somewhere to walk in, it's not taking up a lot of room in it, hardly any room at all in the car, is it? No. When you're traveling to the park, let's say, or a heath or something like that, where you normally take your dog.
Pop it in the boot if it's got a bag of poo in it. Although you won't smell it, pop it in there. You know it's going to be there. And again, when you get home, open the dustbin, open the bag, pinch the first two pockets, and gravity removes your bags of poo. You don't even have... The only time you touch that bag of poo is when you've picked it up, draw the air out of it, tie a knot in it, pop it in the bag, and you never, ever touch it again. It's... Yeah. Simple.
It can't make it easier.
No, I can't make it any... Well, I can, but it will cost you somewhere in a region of about £25,000-30,000 to have a gentleman or a lady to carry your bag for you. I'm sure some lovely people have, or you have to have a dog walker. And again, it's one of those things. But as I say, it's one of those things where, yes, I want my product to be seen. I want my product to be worn. I want my product to be used. And I want our Britain to be clean and tidy. It's right. That simple.
So you target but you're direct to consumer. Do you dog owners, dog walkers? You mentioned
it's mostly dog owners, and over the last 4 years, the amount of dog shows I've attended, motorhome and caravan shows, because people who've got motorhome and caravans, space is limited. When they go on a holiday, they might go somewhere where they don't know where the bins are, so they just stroll away from their motorhome or caravan. And again, they haven't got to carry in. And just the other day, I belonged to Dartmoor groups, and somebody said they were up there, and they came across some bags of poo that have just been thrown under the rocks and what have you. Again, there's ponies on the moor. In the New Forest, there's numerous stories of ponies ingesting poo bags and dying. It seems to be on a loop, and it seems to be it doesn't matter. Well, it beeping well does matter. I mean, if it was your pony or your animal or your dad's mum's livelihoods, you'd be the first to stamp on it. And I can't understand why, when you spend money on a British-made product, you will use it every day. And you use your phone every day. You don't moan about that when you pay £500, £1,000, depending on the latest model. You're spending 40 quid, including P&P. I pay that. Under 40 quid, you'll use it every day, and you'll never have to carry a bag of shit. It's that simple. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know how else I can't wrap it up in tissue paper and tinsel and what have you, but yeah, just imagine if we never saw a bag of poo when you were walking the dog. And if you do
Yeah,
see a bag of poo, you know, why not just whip a clean poo bag out, pick that one up, tie it off, and do your bit for the environment? If everybody took one bag of poo off the environment, up and down UK, what a better place it would be.
yeah, absolutely. How many lives could it save in terms of dogs and wildlife and like you mentioned, horses, ponies, that whole thing. So it's responsibility, isn't it? You know, if you're having a dog, it's not a responsibility of feeding that dog, loving that dog, or taking it to the vet. It's also that as well, cleaning up after them as well.
Very
Responsibly.
much. And there are thousands, I'm sure there's millions of good responsible dog owners who do pick up after their dog.
Yeah.
But why carry a bag of poo if you don't need to carry a bag of poo? Because you can drop it in a bag, you know. And this is it's changing people's habits. And we know we can never get everybody to get on board. And I'm sure there'll be people who, well, I don't need one and all the rest of it. But don't complain when you do see a bag of poo, because I'm sure if you don't have a bag, you won't go over and go, oh, I'll re-bag that. Although there are some wonderful people who do go off and clean the countryside up or their local area. So I tip my hats to you.
Absolutely. And the picture that's in on your website and social media as well it's like a growing fashion trend as well. It has a purpose. It's practical, but it's also stylish too. And I love that part of it. It's a beautiful design. So how many designs do you have, Nick?
Well, we've got 16 colours in all. And as I say, they've got paw prints or without paw prints. The reason why I only have one size bag, and it's like that old saying your mum used to say, take your coat, it might rain. And then you come back, oh, it never rained, mum. I had to carry this all day. Now, with the Pawfect bag, yes, it is slightly big. When I say big, 10 inches by 10 inches. It's not big. But when I get people saying, oh, it's too big, you don't have to fill it. So my dog, I only take poo bags, a lead. I've got some tissues and wet wipes in it. That's what we normally carry on an everyday walk. But also, all you people who say, oh, it's too big. What? When you're out in the summer, how do you carry a water bottle? You know, how do you carry a water dish? You know, you can carry a bottle of water in there for you as well, the human, or a can of Coke, Pepsi, call it what you want. Once you finish, stamp on it, pop it in the third pocket, bin it correctly. So again, it's versatile for every situation. And the only time I'm not going to say is possibly halfway up Everest, because there shouldn't be any dogs up there. Too cold. All right. But yeah, you know, it throughout Britain, and I've been on many, many walks, and I'm fed up of going up the Brecons and Dartmoor and Coastal Pass and just coming across these bags of poo because they couldn't be bothered. And then I'm the one who's got to go through the brambles, you know, and I do get the bags, and I'm not I am a hero. I'm the poo hero. But yeah, it's like I say, I just wish more people bought the bags, more people took their bags to the bin, and we wouldn't have horrible situations like we do.
Absolutely. And it's not really putting people out. I mean, when they're walking back, they take off the coat, they put the dog lead up on a hook or wherever they do. It's not going too far out of their routine. It's just once you get into it, poo bag out of the bag, into the bin, just dispose back in normal routine.
And
Simple.
this is it. It's only a routine, and that's where changing habits a little bit. You know, I mean, when I first came up with the idea, my wife, because she wasn't in the route, now if she's gone out the house before and she comes back, I forgot my bag, and that's what I want for everybody. And also at one end of the strap, there's a clip in the event you lose a lead, break a lead, or come across a stray. Unhook the strap, and you can use it as an emergency lead to get the dog to a safe place. And
Wow.
again, I'm sure there are lots of people who listen to this who go, oh, yeah, I've seen that, a dog running and what didn't have a bit of string or whatever. If they got the Pawfect bag, unhook the hook. That's it, simple. It's designed to get the dog to a safe location.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great sort of, part of the product. That's brilliant.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, and I can only see more people buying the bag purely on the ground. It makes life easier and cleaner. That's the whole message. But when you look down into it, when there's a number of bags on the market, they're all made overseas except for one. But then that one that isn't made overseas, and I'm not going to mention the name, but you can't put a water dish in it. You can't put this. You can't put that. You can't do this. You can't do that. So, as I say, the Pawfect bag, a lot of thought went into it. And it really came from my military experiences when things went wrong with my equipment and I had to put my hand into a pouch and clean it out. And you can never get it clean, where just imagine if we had ripped off pockets, rip them out, turn them inside out, clean them with a bacterial cloth or soap and water, turn them back in, refit. Kiss.
It's great. I love the size of the bag because it's like X-Forces. It's, if in doubt, chuck it out. Particularly when you're packing your burger or your bag, etc., and you're going on a long tab, for example. If you don't need it, don't put it in.
Well,
it's like
this is what I'm saying, and I do watch, and I'm sure I shall be berated by people if they hear me say that, but I watch the girls who buy a certain dog walking bag because it's fashionable. It's not very practical, but then I see them walking along arm's length with their dog's bags of poo. It's almost like they're where's the bin, where if they had one of the bags, chuck it in there and then go and find the bin at your leisure, and there's very often, because of council cuts, bins have been removed now because they don't get paid enough money to keep so many bins, depending in which areas. But yeah, like I say, there's lots of reasons. There's more reasons to have a Pawfect bag than not. And if you can come up with an excuse not to have a Pawfect bag, and it's a good one, and I think it's a good excuse, not I just don't need one or something like that. If you come up with a really good excuse and get in contact with Alex and he pings it over to me, if I think it's a really good excuse, I'll give you a bag, but don't lie.
Awesome. That's a really good point, actually. Just going back to what you mentioned with the trendy bags and the younger generation holding the bag. Now, a lot of relationships start from dog parks because they've got something in common. Somebody's attracted to somebody. You're having a chat with them. Now, do you want to be having a chat with your future wife or future husband with a full dog bag in your hand, or do you want them in the Pawfect bag out of the way? There's no order. You can't see them, and you can just be on your best sort of best behavior.
What a great one there. So again, I talk a lot with my hands, and what the worst thing would be with a bag of poo in there, going, "Oh yeah, whatever." But also, it's like I say, if your bag of poo is in the bag and you're chatting to somebody, and let's just say you've got some sweets, what wine gums are my favorite, but you can actually take them out your bag and go, would you like a wine gum? And when people say, oh, look, it's in separate compartments, it's not, you're not going to get contaminated, but surely a way to a lady's heart is a wine gum, particularly a nice black one. Voila. They're my favorites. So being me, I wouldn't offer them a black one. You'd have the red ones. I'm not so keen on them.
Awesome. That's great. So where can people find you, Nick? Where can they find this awesome, amazing, fantastic piece of kit?
Well, they've just got to go to the website, which is www.pawfectbags. That's PAWSFECT bags, pawfectbags.co.uk. Order online. It's very, very easy because it has to be, because I set it up. and you click on which color you want. You put your name, address, telephone number, email, whatever. You pays your money, and I pay your P&P. And the P&P, I will say, I use Royal Mail. It's tracked. So yeah, you save yourself X amount there as well. Normally goes, depending what time of day it is, normally when the evening ones come in and I get up in the morning, they will be packed and what have you, and dispatched normally by about midday. Over the weekend, again, depends if I'm working over the weekends at shows and what have you, then obviously if they come in on Friday and I'm away, they'll get posted on the Monday when I get back and what have you. But the website, and if you see me out and about, then come and say hello.
Awesome. Brilliant. Fantastic. So, yeah, that wraps up another episode here today. We hope you enjoyed this one. Please get out there, look trendy, look fashionable, look stylish, whilst also having a bag that actually caters for your dog. You can fit water bottles in there, first aid kits. You can put your phone in there. You can put anything in there that you need for that walk for your dog.
You know, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Nick.
I've just fluffed up. I put an S. It should be Pawfect. So it's Pawfect bags, not PAWS. I don't know what I was thinking. Pause if. But it's Pawfect as in perfect, but Pawfect for your dog bag. What a silly sausage I am.
Oh, that's fine. No problem. We'll put all the links on the bio links down.
Thank you.
Down underneath the episode for you as well. So people go straight to your website and order as many as they like. And
thank you very much.
If you want to buy one for yourself, great. If you want to buy one for a family member, a friend, a work colleague, for example, feel free to share this fantastic news on this sort of movement that Nick is at the forefront of.
Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook as well at Pawfect Bags. Christmas is coming. What a fantastic gift. Remember, they will use it every dog walk going. Simple.
Brilliant. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Nick? I want to leave it with you just to finish off this episode.
My message is really, yes, I want you to support me, but also you'll be helping a workforce. You'll be helping the economy. You'll be helping the environment. And also, it just means you can do hand signals to fellow dog owners that way, not other ways, remember, without bags of poo. And also, you never know what situation or what's going to happen. And don't get into the habit of, I only don't need one or anything like that. Be positive. Invest. Come on, let's be positive. And together, we can all do better. That's it.
Beautiful. Brilliant. Nick, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Wish you all the best. Look forward to working with you again. And thank you for your time. Hi, we hope you loved today's episode of the Westies and Besties podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and tune in for the next episode. Now, if you'd like to be a guest, please feel free to contact us on the details below, as we would be delighted to share your story and to meet your Westie.